Charles immediately strips all Harry titles after shocked in DNA result Harry is not his son. Rumors have long swirled that James Hewitt is Harry's real father. Ever since Prince Harry was born with his shock of ginger hair and news broke of his mother's torrid affair with a dashing red-headed army officer, there have been nasty allegations that he's not King Charles' son. And after picking through his troubled relationship with Charles in his upcoming memoir, Spare, sources say Harry has suggested through gritted teeth that it might not be such a bad thing after all. Of course, he is joking, in his own dark way, but parts of him have naturally wandered over the years, says an insider. Sources tell New Idea exclusively that Harry, 38, is being encouraged to get a DNA test to set his mind at ease, once and for all. It was Meghan's idea, says a source of Harry's 41-year-old wife. She did her own genealogy a couple of years ago and wanted Harry to join in. Indeed, late last month, Meghan confirmed on her podcast that testing revealed she is 43% Nigerian, and she's going to start digging deeper into this. Meghan thought it would be interesting information to have for her kids, but without Harry's results, they'd only be able to give them half the picture, says a source. Whether he went through with it is anyone's guess. It must be a sensitive subject for him. Harry has long tetchily rejected speculation that his biological father is James Hewitt. The former cavalry officer, now 64, had a 5-year affair with Princess Diana while teaching her sons to ride horses. It is understood the illicit relationship began 2 years after Harry's 1984 birth, but that hasn't stopped palace scuttlebutt, even though most courtiers agree that Harry is looking more like 73-year-old Charles as the two men age. A publishing insider, who spoke to New Idea on the condition of anonymity, says, Harry has been pushed by his ghostwriter, J.R. Mooringer, to dig deep into the relationship with his father, so it's likely he will have addressed the Hewitt rumors in Spare. What is certain is that Harry will reveal in this book that he feels Charles hasn't been much of a father even though they almost certainly share the same DNA. James Hewitt and Princess Diana had a romantic relationship that would go on to make global headlines. The retired British Army captain wrote 2 books about his affair with Diana during her marriage to Prince Charles. Hewitt became a controversial figure in the UK for his attempts to sell love letters he exchanged with the late princess. Fans of The Crown may recognize Hewitt's name, and in 2019 author Anna Pasternak, who co-wrote Princess in Love with Hewitt, addressed at least one aspect of the affair that appeared in the Netflix series. Hewitt was regularly bundled into car boots, trunks, and driven to Kensington Palace when their affair ensued, the author wrote in the Daily Mail. He told me he was terrified the first night he stayed in Kensington Palace, relieved at least that Charles and Diana had separate bedrooms. Here's more about the man who went from stealing Diana's heart to being labelled Britain's biggest cad. Hewitt's military service would ultimately cause his relationship with Diana to end around 1990, as his trips overseas meant he couldn't spend time with the princess. In the book Diana, Closely Guarded Secret, Diana's royal bodyguard Ken Worf wrote, Diana felt betrayed, he had chosen his career over her. At first, she did everything she could to prevent him from going, even threatening to speak to his commanding officer. When James refused to give up his career, Diana let the affair wane.